Welcome to the last in this series around identity. So we've been through waiting for permission, the messy middles, to the grief of letting go of the old you. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk about setting your new non-negotiable, because real change isn't about how high you get on your best days or how well you do when you're feeling great. It is more about the minimum that you will not fall below on your worst days, and really embedding that new non-negotiable sort of floor level into your psyche. It's not easy and it does take practice, but you will get there if it's something that you're being intentional about. So the way I've tried to make it make sense in my head is I don't smoke. I never have, like literally never. If I was out and someone offered me a cigarette, my brain has no resistance. It doesn't question it. It just says, no, thank you, I don't smoke. And it's almost that automatic, like built-in response that you would be looking for to really embed the change. So if someone said to me, do you want a donut? My brain, and if you think about it, if you're doing the same exercise with me, my brain reacts slightly differently, because it's like, oh, do I? And then I might say, no, thank you, I'm trying to be good, which isn't the same as, no, thank you, I don't eat sugar anymore, or I don't eat sugar. Again, there's a different resistance going on. And sometimes there might be things that happen that mean that you don't want that new mindset to occur, or you're not ready to accept it. But for a full identity change, it needs to be something that's quite automatic and it's coming from within. And I thought that was a really good place to close out this particular series, with that standard setting for your new, like, we're not going back to that point ever again, whatever it might be. And I have specifically tried to keep the first two series that I've done as quite generic, so that if you're watching, you should be able to follow along with whatever goal or habit or achievement it is that you were looking to do for yourself. So you could watch through and think, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like one of the things were around, I think, playing guitar or something, that do you identify as a guitarist now, or do you still identify as somebody that's learning? And I had a funny conversation. It wasn't funny. I had a conversation, I'm laughing, with somebody around me identifying as a coach, or me still saying and trying to almost play safe and play small, as in I'm still learning or I'm still developing my skills, when the pushback was, no, you've been doing it for a while now, you need to be stepping in and owning it, which is going back to some of the previous episodes. But I also need to be, if somebody says to me, what do you do? That would be my natural response. I wouldn't be then like going, oh, well, I've got this job, but then I do this as like something on the side. That's what I do. So no matter if the day was a good day or a bad day, I would always show up with that as my answer. The same as no matter if the day is a good day or a bad day, I would say I'm a mum, because that's the truth, that's the core of that I am. The question that I wanted to leave with you is, when you articulate that goal, does it still feel like it's a little bit foreign? Or is it something that you're just able to have full ownership for? And maybe there's an exercise that needs to take place so that you're saying, okay, I am not willing to ... So the reflective challenge that I would like to set to wrap this up would be, what are you no longer willing to accept anymore? What are you not going to tolerate? Even on your worst days, you're always going to show up doing something. And just have a little bit of a time to think about what it is that you were trying to do, and almost write it out. So even on your worst days, or even when you are in other circumstances, your identity and the thing you're striving to be still shows up as a non-negotiable. Just like that, you might not leave the house without brushing your teeth, or you will always get up and make your bed. You might be into your fitness and be like, every morning without fail I will do half an hour of running or something like that. So it becomes your new way of being, not something you do when you feel like it, or not something you do when the weather's nice, or not something that you only do when you want to feel better about yourself. It becomes a new standard, a new non-negotiable for you to take with you into the future. And it might be that you write it out and stick it on a mirror, or stick it somewhere that you will see every morning, just as a reminder. You're not going to need it forever, but just until it becomes like integrated into your being, you might just need to see it as a reminder. So that wraps up this particular series. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, followed along. If not, everything is in the playlist, so you can always go back and re-watch. And I do have some Monday mindsets are going to continue, even with the additional videos that I've been sharing. I have got, I think, some more exciting videos to come. I'm excited about filming them and sharing them with you. I think they're going to be a lot more helpful, because the plan is to be a little bit more specific and actually talk you through the process, rather than just be a bit more generic and a bit more you can follow along with your own ideas as you're listening to me speak. Hopefully by the next week's new series there will be actual examples that you can follow through with, and hopefully then that will reflect into your own life as well. So yes, thank you as always for watching, and I will see you soon.